Let's also take a brief look at shares of General Mills, ticker symbol GIS. It is moving on some news this morning, beating earnings expectations on both the top and bottom lines. It's holding on to some of those gains that we've seen in pre-market, given some of the shifts from pre-market into the trading session. I had to catch myself there for a moment. We are up, though, holding on to those gains by about 3.5%. Company also raised its sales guidance as they now expect organic net sales to rise between 6% and 7% in fiscal year 2023 here.
Let's just put a fine point on this.
Yeah.
This company raised its forecast.
Yes.
Which is definitely in the minority of what we've been hearing from companies, right? We've had a lot of industrials cut their forecasts. We've had chip makers cut their forecasts. We've had retailers cut their forecasts. But cereal's doing fine. Well, cereal and lots of other stuff that General Mills now sells, including Bisquick, including, I believe they bought a pet food business as well. So there's a lot in there here, but the company's been raising prices. That has been helping its numbers as well. Interesting here that organic net sales in the first quarter, so that's when you take out currency fluctuations, you take out acquisitions, were up by 10%, which is better than estimated. So that pricing seems to be paying off.
Yeah, General Mills is still a good barometer for where the consumer is leaning towards in some of their purchases on a cyclical week in, week out basis. And for some of the categories that are making their way to the pantries and right now have more of a shelf life, that's perhaps what consumers are leaning into as well, whether or not you can get that in a wholesale kind of bulk, or if you are buying it on an individual basis. I mean, I've got my own cereals, everybody does, of course. But I think that's where General Mills in this interim period of time, especially in a weaker consumer confidence or consumer sentiment period, where General Mills may be looked at as one of those brands that could be insulated because of their annexation to both the pantry as well as the refrigerator and having more shelf life in those categories too. I'm
just going down a little bit of a rabbit hole here to find out who makes my breakfast cereal. What is your preferred breakfast cereal, first of all?
I mean, I'm a big time Cinnamon Toast Crunch fan.
Oh, wow. You go for the, sweet.
It's all about the milk afterwards.
You just pour some sugar right down your gullet first thing in the morning.
What's the better way to start off the day?
I can think of a few ways. I like, no surprise, I like Heritage Flakes made by Nature's Path. Okay. I don't know who owns Nature's Path. I still haven't discovered that in my Googling, but it's just, flakes, not too sweet.
But I trend French toast sticks when I can, outside of cereal.
Of course.
That's where I go. It's the freezer over the cereals for me.
Of course.